Hello and welcome to my channel. I had been doing some research the other day, and I guess I uploaded the video and there was no sound on it, so I wanted to go over it again. It was some research I had been doing on American Gothic about Grant Wood, and like I had mentioned before in another video that this was long before they called this the Mandela Effect. I think it was 1976, and we had a history teacher who had already noticed the changes in the American Gothic. And he actually had two different images, and he went over the class and we pointed out the differences, like the curtains and the windows and things like that. So I didn't realize that it was a famous painting or that the changes mattered. I just thought somebody had painted it differently or they had done it different. So anyway, here's somebody did this in Iowa and they did it. See, her dress is a little bit different and the way her eyes are facing are a little bit different. And then here's this with the bird and the hat and the rake. I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was interesting and might help refresh your memory if it's different. And here's this, which there's a bird on the head and it's in front of a barn and there's no house. And I really believe I remember one that was just in front of the barn, one that was just in front of the house, and one that was just in front of bales of hay. And I believe he had a piece of hay or straw hanging out of his mouth in that one. And this house right here, this is a painting he did that wasn't so famous. And this is the house, I don't remember it from the side, I remember it from the front. But this is the house that I remember being in the painting and not the one that's in the painting now, which throws me for a loop because I swear this was the house that was in it when I was seeing it. And here's a self-portrait of him, and there he is in his overalls. And here's a picture of his sister Nan, and she is without question the most personal work. The painting of his beloved sister was the only work that Wood claimed he would never sell, and was in fact the only major work in oil which the artist kept for himself throughout his life. I just think that we should educate ourselves a little bit on this. And it's very interesting. And here he was known as the painter in overalls, which I find interesting because I really thought it was him that was in the picture and not the old man. It's his picture that I remember being in there. And I remember the woman as being older, which is interesting because he did paint. See, she's got a little bit of a different dress, and there's an older woman, and that was one of his paintings, the woman with plants. So I thought that was interesting. And then here's another painting he did. City Gate of Paris, 1920. I just thought I would share that because I thought that was an interesting piece of art. And then I wanted to point this out. It was in the Bible. And it says, "Show me a penny. Whose image and superscription hath it?" They answered and said, "Caesar's." And most of us don't remember the word penny being in the Bible. In my family, we remember it being coin, and we don't remember image and superscription. We remember it being whose face hath it. So we remember the word face being there, and coin. So I thought that was interesting because of the changes and some of the things that my aunts have said. So, and here's this, which I thought was very interesting that I found. Here's him and here's this. And it says, shown clutching a pitchfork rather than the rake that was originally envisaged. So there was supposed to be a rake originally, and a lot of people remember a rake, but there's no rake. It says, this engages our attention with his piercing look. Scholars have long dwelled on American Gothic's striking visual characteristics, the simplicity of its design, its linear realism, and the figures' carefully spatial arrangement, flattened forms, and bewitching stillness. Specific sources have been proposed for it. Korn has noted that the composition recalls 19th century photographs of farmers posing stiffly in front of their homes, holding pitchforks and other implements associated with their occupation. Okay, and this man says, viewing the male farmer as threatening and sinister, has speculated that he may have been modeled after the popular devil with pitchfork motif in order to present the Christian fundamentalist of the Midwest as evil. So I thought that was interesting that they had done that with the American Gothic, with some of the things that have been going on with the changes in the Bible, well, difference than what we remember it being, and then some of the other famous work of arts that have changed. Anyway, please feel free to share your opinions and leave comments, and thank you for tuning into my channel. Bye-bye.